If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope.
My father taught himself how to read, taught himself how to write, decided in the midst of Jim Crowism, as America was breathing the last gasp of the Civil War, my father decided he was going to stand and be a man. Not a black man, not a brown man, not a white man, but a man. He literally challenged himself to be the best that he could all the days of his life.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream.
Hi, my name is Chris Hutchinson. I'm one of 3 program and operations managers here at Food Nutrition Services at the Ontario-Montclair School District. This is my 8th year working as an operations manager for Food Nutrition Services. Prior to this, I worked for 7 years as a lead food service assistant at Montero Elementary School and Oaks Middle School. I also worked as an assistant at Monte Vista Elementary School and Vista Grande Elementary School, as well as a warehouse worker delivery driver for food nutrition for a total of 20 years working with the Ontario-Montclair School District. Working us alongside Sarah Marani and being able to work with an amazing team of food service assistants, food service leads, warehouse workers, delivery drivers, office staff, and managers has been one of the most purposeful and rewarding experiences in my life. You may have seen my colleagues Don El Rashid, assistant principal at Edison Elementary School, and Jamie Barnett, principal at Buena Vista Elementary School's videos. Those videos inspired hope in me as I listened to their stories of their love for their family and their personal life experiences. I'm hoping that when you see my video here today, it will inspire change through the love and unity that brings us all together. Helping me with my video today will be the 4 people who love and support me the most in my life. My beautiful wife, Laura, and my 3 amazing children, Carolina, Chris, and Vincent. I thank God for them, and I couldn't be more happy to share this moment with them today. I'm a God-first, family-focused person, and my purpose is working for the community, helping children and families. One way I get to fulfill that purpose is working here at Ontario-Montclair School District Food Nutrition Services. I don't really invest too much energy or attention into news, politics, or media. When I heard of George Floyd's tragic death, I heard from my coworkers, friends, and most closely my wife. What I saw in the world was hurt, anger, and disappointment. And what I felt inside of myself was hurt. Anytime someone kills another person, it's a tragedy and it's hurtful to our spirit. Finding my identity in Jesus Christ, I know that in anger, hurt, and disappointment, there are critical spiritual choices to be made as a people in unity. To choose love over hate, to choose joy over wrath, to choose forgiveness over hard-heartedness, to choose mercy over vengeance, and to choose unity over division.
I have experienced racism in my life as all of us have. I have seen racism perpetrated by and directed at all ethnicities. I have seen and experienced same-race racism. I have experienced racism of ignorance where people have prejudged who I am or who others are because of our ethnicities. I have also experienced ignorance transformed into full-blown hateful racism where I could feel someone else's hatred for who I am or who others were because of our ethnicities. It is critical in addressing hate to define it for what it is, an act of evil, perpetrated through people against other people. Along with hate, I have also witnessed the evils of drugs, broken families, violence, and immorality perpetrated by people. When we choose to take root in these evils and let them define others and us, we will ultimately fail to be able to unite as a people. However, there is hope. I have seen love break through racism and unite people when they choose to reach out in selfless love. I've also seen recovered addicts, healed families, violent people become peaceful and loving, and immoral people become morally upright, healed under the power of God's love working through people.
Growing up in Ontario and attending OMSD schools, I was fortunate enough to be able to have known a great principal at Elderberry Elementary by the name of John Duncan. Mr. Duncan excelled at uniting people. I remember Mr. Duncan speaking to us in a way that let us know we were valued. When we were doing wrong, he would treat us all the same, he would freely forgive us, and guide us in the right direction in a loving, kind way. He set a positive example for me at a very young age about uniting people through fair and equal treatment, and I still value him for that to this day. Mr. Duncan was a positive African American role model for me. God's love worked through him, and it was a blessing on my life to have known him.
At Elderberry, I learned about Dr. Martin Luther King and his famous I Have a Dream speech. In that speech, Dr. King said, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character."
Another applicable quote from Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech was, "Little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers." Dr. King, being a pastor, was calling for unity for all people, a principle of his faith in God.
In these times, we all need encouragement and reassurance. It's my belief and the belief of many others, including Dr. King, that in order to overcome evil, you must take root in God and His Word. I know from experience that God's Word, when applied to one's life, offers us comfort, reassurance, and direction in even the most difficult times. God's Word tells us we should comfort others, seek justice and correct oppression, do good and resist evil, act with justice and show mercy. We should further remain humble in the sight of God and know that God did not give us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and sound mind. Above all else, we should love one another. God created us all differently for a reason. When we celebrate our diversity, we can see clearly that we all have unique ways to share our love and unity.